Hello, my lovely leather ladies and lads, and welcome to Meet the Maker Night. And Allison should be jumping on shortly. Her first time co hosting, and I've never co hosted, so I couldn't really walk her through the steps. So, we're just waiting to see how this works. I'm just going to let her know. Just bear with us, please. Thank you. I'm excited. We haven't done a Meet the Maker on this page. I think we only did one other time on this page. So Meet the Maker is going to be fun. Used to do Meet the Makers all the time back when my page was named Another Thing, and we usually did them live in person. So not live on the internet. New world, new fun stuff. I see that Jennifer is on here, and she's excited. Glad to see it. And thank you for whoever else is on, bearing with us. It looks like Allison's trying to get on. See, the way it works is Facebook told me they were sending her an invite to co-host. And I was supposed to go live, and then she was supposed to click a button and join. But God only knows where that button is. You know how Facebook is. Super easy. But they never tell you where anything is. So you gotta like look for it, hunt, peck, click, everything. All right, I'm going to request her as a guest. I cannot. We're out of here. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? This is adding. What does that mean? Okay, Allison, it says it's adding you. So I thank you, everybody. Well, we're setting this up. Like I said a few minutes earlier, if you guys are just joining, Facebook says this is super easy, and I've never been on the other side of as being a co-host. So they told me to write her down as a co-host, and she'd accept. So she is looking for the accept button, and it says right here on mine that it's adding Allison. So there should be an accept button somewhere. Hello, Adrian. Thanks for joining us. I don't know if we're going to be able to grab every comment tonight once we get going. It's a lot of fun to do Meet the Maker nights. Like I said, I haven't done one online in a very long time, but I used to do them in person all the time, and those were just incredibly fun. Um, I just got an instant message from somebody. Thought that was maybe directions. I'm not sure what that is. Jennifer, I think you're trying to help me out here. What are you sending me? Or was that one of your kids? I click to join you and go, click to join goes dark? Let me try it again. Okay. How about now? Technology is great until it's not. That's really how that boils down to. I went dark? Well, maybe you're not supposed to see me. Maybe you're just supposed to see you. Does anyone else see her? I am on the computer looking at the event. Trying to figure that out. Allison, is there a spot that says request to join for you? Because I clicked it on my end. Oh, connection failed, it said. So you were unable to click that request. So, Allison, is there down there a button that's like a person with a little side thing? And when you hover over it, if you touch it, it says request to join. Thank you, viewers, for watching us. We're figuring this out. This is fun. So when we figure this out, you will all be experts at how to set up a co-talk on one of these. So everybody's about to be like super experts on this, just like us. So there we go. So yeah, I don't see another request place to add you. Do you, there we go. I finally got it, Allison. And now it's telling me it's asking you. So hopefully it's asking you. Hopefully. It says adding, so it thinks it's adding you. So if it goes dark, work with it. There we go. It went dark and then there you are. Yay! You know, technology, it's great until it isn't.
I'm shaking though. Oh, let me turn on a light. I didn't realize I was so dark.
Oh, I've got all those spotlights right here, so that's, I'm always bright. I actually have one turned on.
Here, I was all set and ready to go. I thought I had enough light. Isn't that the way it goes? This is real life. There.
You know, everything about being an artist and being in business is like this.
Uh-huh. It is.
And as long as we continue to keep going, we win.
All day today, I'm like, nothing will happen. It will be fine. It will be fine. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't get on the video.
That's what I kept saying. I'm like, it said it was going to send her a request.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for finally joining us.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Did you share this to the Artzyalli page?
Oh, yes, I can do that.
Okay.
I can do that.
Now that you're on, we got to make sure we tell everybody.
Yes, I will share it to my page. You know, it's funny because we've never met. We've never met in person, and I think I found you because of your earrings. Yes, and
I think so.
I think so, and I think we were both in the same group, the business group. Yes.
Yes. Are you still in there?
No, I'm not. I found another one, and great group of ladies. So
nice.
Yeah, I can share that with you if you want, but whatever. Yeah, and so it's funny because we've just messaged back and forth and whatnot, and just been fun messaging and whatever.
Talking, trying to share tips, trying to figure things out.
Trying to figure things out.
I think we both joined the other group at the same time. So we're both about at the same stage with trying to figure out how to
Yeah.
make a business out of creativity.
Yes, yes, and do all the things.
All the things. I thought I was making earrings for a living.
No,
I'm doing computer work and numbers.
to reduce stress.
When's my painting time?
Exactly.
Speaking of painting, you
Yeah,
do a lot of painting.
I do.
That's something that you actually do sell. I have done a lot of painting and I no longer sell my paintings. That was my side hustle pre C word. Can't say that word. So
Okay.
I haven't really been selling or marketing that because that died during the shutdown and I didn't have a lot of museums weren't open. There wasn't some place for me to show and sell and stuff. But you managed to keep the painting part of your business going right through and still going.
Yes. Oddly enough, the 2020, I wanted to use it as a blessing of sorts. You know what I mean? I mean, that sounds kind of odd. I mean, I've had people pass away from, that too. And nothing, but I wanted to make a positive, take something positive from it because it was so, who would have thought? Um, I had a blessing of being able to work from home for my full-time job. And so I gained this extra time back since I wasn't traveling back and forth and I could take lunch and be able to, use my lunch break in my art room and things like that. So that helped. I was able to grow as well. I was able to work on the things that I wanted to work on and that was painting and do that kind of thing. And pastels. I had always wanted to learn how to do pastels. Um, so I took, kind of did a few things and lo and behold, I really like those. And yeah,
Pastels are a lot like painting. They are quite amazing.
yes, yes, yes.
You wouldn't think that chalk would be so fluid, but it is.
It is. Yeah. In
Yeah.
layers and yeah, it was just amazing. And didn't mind the dust and, it was all, had your hands all dirty and that was just all part of it.
I think that's
Yeah.
the best part. At the end of the night, you go look in the mirror and you've got like fingerprints on your face.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you go out and on the light switch, there's fingerprints and you're like, oh, when did I come out here?
Okay, so I'm going to teach you a trick.
Okay.
Put your lights on timers.
Oh, okay.
Then if you're caught up in a creative moment, too bad. Time to go to bed. Lights are off.
Oh, what a
They're
good
on
idea.
timers.
Because I could go on. At night is the best time, and I could just keep going.
Absolutely.
And you probably do the same thing. I lose track of time. I'm in the
Yeah,
art
people are
room,
like, hey,
and
let's get together tomorrow morning. And I'm like, morning for me or morning for you? Because I'm kind of a night person now.
yeah, yeah. So it's crazy because yeah, they always said if it's your passion, you lose track of time, and you really do.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah. So what type of painting did you do?
Mostly abstract expressionism.
Oh,
I
okay.
believe they call it postmodern expressionism now in the history textbooks. I'm showing how old I am.
Okay. Not bad. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was new and hip and happening when I was in art school, and I continued on with it, and now it's kind of an old style.
It's vintage.
I couldn't believe it because I teach high schoolers portfolio prep to go to college and help them get their
Okay.
college portfolios together. And they keep in touch with me while they're at art school. And one of them's like, look, I found something that looks like your stuff and it's called this. And I'm like, I'm in an art history time. It wasn't me, but it was my style. It was my
Yeah.
time period of learning. Yeah.
You're like, oh, shoot.
I'm like, wow, I feel old.
Where did you go to school? Where did you go to art school?
I went to Parsons School of Design.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding. Oh wow. I did not, but I wanted to. Oh my gosh. That is so cool. That's
Yep,
cool.
lived in Manhattan. My
Yeah?
Manhattan has twin towers. I don't know what the
Uh,
Manhattan is now, but
yeah.
mine had twin towers.
Yeah, yeah. Oh
Although
wow.
my 42nd Street was dirty. And now it's a family place. So it's
Uh,
really changed since then.
That's hilarious. My 42nd Street was dirty.
Well, it was dirty,
That's
dirty
really
then, and
cool.
now it's a family place.
Yeah. Oh wow. That's really cool.
Yeah,
Cool. I went to Heron School of Art and Design. It's in Indiana. It's in Indianapolis. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah. But I remember I applied to Parsons just to say I applied. But yeah, very cool. Gosh, I'm very impressed. I had no idea. Well, I know, right? Okay. Yeah. Well, exciting. So what
I'm
made
with
you go
college.
into leather? Yeah. So
What?
what made you go into leather?
Well, wow, that's a whew. Um, I enjoyed where I'm looking at the leather around me as you ask. I enjoyed working with leather in kids camp growing up. We'd always have like
Okay.
craft days at camp, and you do like the little. And I actually have like the leather coaster and the band that I made back then. Two of the pieces, not all of them, but I
Oh
have two
wow.
of them from back then. And I always enjoyed it, and so did my brother. And my brother is RK Leather,
Okay.
and
I
he
knew he did leather.
does purses, and he does wallets, and he does patches, and all sorts of things.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, and he's got all these scraps, and he's like talking about what do I do with the scraps and what do I do with this, and I was like, leather earrings are hot right now, and he's like, I don't want to do earrings. I'm not getting into that. And so later we're talking, and I'm like, you really need to get into the earrings. They're so hot right now. I mean, you'd be able to. And eventually, during the shutdown and everything, I had to do some serious soul searching about my direction in life and what it was I going to do, because I couldn't keep on doing what I was doing.
Mhm.
Um, just didn't make sense in the new world. I don't know how else
Right.
to describe this world, but it's a
I know,
different
right?
world.
Yeah.
So I needed more flexibility. I needed more time. I was in healthcare regulations at the time,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, regulations was not good during
No,
a healthcare crisis.
no.
So, and with one coming at us, or at least that's what the news is telling us, it's not someplace I want to go back to. So,
Yeah.
where am I going to go from here? And although I've had other careers in other things, so my brother said to me, I was looking at the art and had to shift in the art world because museums and things that buy larger paintings were shutting down, and selling paintings was not really happening. They're hard enough to sell.
Yeah.
And I was like, how am I going to shift? Where am I going to shift to? And my brother says, you keep telling me to make leather earrings. Why don't you make leather earrings? And I'm like, because that is dying. And he goes, then don't make leather earrings like everybody else. And I said, you're brilliant. Shh, don't tell anybody I said that. Oh, wait, this is
Oh, it's never.
live. He
Yeah.
might be watching.
I know, right?
um,
Oh, darn
but
brothers.
yeah, he was right. So I just
Yeah.
started. I went to. I live in leather stocking region of New York. I'm in upstate New York. It's leather stocking region. So when
Oh,
he was in Alaska doing leather and stuff, he was finding the best places to get leather was actually here. So I went to his leather guy and I said, remember me? I'm not doing an order for my brother. I'm doing an order for me. I want to get into making earrings. And he was like, here, try it out. And he just gave me some leather to try it out. Gave it
oh,
to me.
cool.
So I was
Wow.
like, I think this might be meant to be, you know? So I take
Yeah.
home the piece of leather and I cut it up, and like instantly there were earrings. So I did another one and I was like, I'm going to be bored with this. This is, there it is.
There it is. Yeah.
And my brother's like, no, you need to do something different than everybody else. Something that's not already on the market, something that no one else is
Yeah.
doing.
Your
And
twist.
so I
Yeah.
took the painting and I started adding
Yeah.
layers and glazes, and leather requires different chemicals and chemistry compositions in order to adhere. Um, and the types of leather. If you use an oil-based leather, you need to use oil-based products like oil paints. If you're using a chrome tan, acrylic will actually work very well, but you have to treat the surfaces, all that kind of stuff. So you have to know the leathers, and you have to know the chemicals, and you have to know your products, and glazes and dyes, and which ones interact with what. So all the, you went to art school, you know, all the chemistry behind all the different
Yeah.
pigments and mediums. And so I
Oh my
did a
gosh.
crash course. I did like a literal crash course and all of that. It was like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I that's
Oh,
how
cool.
that's how earrings came. Um, the feather actually came pretty much because during that whole lockdown, I mean, who wasn't quoting Psalms 91? And it always caught my ear and my eye that under his wings, under his pinions, under his feathers is
Oh yeah.
literally what it is. And then later it talks about angels being among us, and that's such a lovely reminder. And then somebody else was like, "Oh, well, you know, there's that verse about rising up like on wings of eagles," and I was like,
Oh
these are
yeah.
great. These are great. I'm doing it. So
Yeah.
you want to niche down. Everybody says niche down, niche down. And in creativity, you know this, the more rules, the more you have to break.
Right.
So the
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
creative you can be, the more you box yourself in. So niching down into feathers really just, I mean, I've done thousands of feathers at this point and still have not duplicated myself.
Well, that's
I,
great.
I tried to make matching earrings with a feather cap, with those hat clips with the feather,
Uh-huh.
and without even realizing it, this one, the paint is in a different order than the earrings. It coordinates, it looks the same, but it's in a different order and it looks different. Like, I mean, it looks
Yeah.
coordinating, not the same. So I can't even do like a set. It just, I
No.
get too creative. It
And
just always flows.
yeah. And as long as it matches, I mean, that's kind of what I think too, because I have a hard time making a set because I'm like, let's just be, it'll be, it'll be
Creative.
coordinated.
Yeah.
Yes. It doesn't have to be matchy matchy. It's just coordinated. Yeah.
Now, your metal work is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Are
Thank you.
you working right in your studio for that, or do you have to like?
Metal is behind me. Painting
Uh,
is over here, and then my wool is here.
so
I
so right.
basically sit in the middle of a room and swing around,
So
swirl.
this room is leather and
Yeah.
painting. So I
Okay.
got my easel here and all my supplies and my inventory is here, but my easel is literally right here. And then I've got that set up just to be pretty. And that's actually all my shipping stuff in the drawers and
Oh,
the dog
okay.
bed and the dog bed. But when my son moved out, the dog took his room, but all the sewing and fiber arts went into that room. So
Okay.
that's so
I
yeah, I
see.
do the fiber arts as well. Not like you do, boy. You really got talented with that wool.
Well, thank you.
I
Thank you.
always struggled with felting, so I just kind of avoided it and stuck with crocheting. But you really
Yeah.
got that talent.
Well, thank you. And it's kind of like fell into my lap, kind of like what the leather earrings did. It just fell into my lap. My cousin, she has a sheep farm, her and her family, and she is an ER doctor. So, I mean, she does this, on the side, kind of a relaxation type thing. And so, yeah, they have all this wool, because they shave them every year. And so it was 2019 actually. And we were sitting around family Christmas, or I can't even remember the family holiday. But she said, Allison, you're creative. What can I do with all this wool? It's Shetland wool. My gosh, I don't know.
It's not
You
just
know,
wool; it's Shetland wool.
It's
Auntie,
so
are you on here? My aunt is probably just like, how do I get a hold of them? Auntie, are you on here?
contact me. I got wool coming out of every room. But anyway, so I was like, I don't know. I said, I'll Google it and see what we can do, because I'm thinking, yeah, I bet you could sell it. I bet people want it. And so anyway, then of course 2020 happens. I totally forget about it. I'm painting away, doing things, of course, worrying about everything else. And I was so worried about things. I cannot tell you what my PIN number is because when all that happened, I remember, it was in March and I drove up to get cash out and went to put, my card in and it asked, of course, for your PIN number. And I went blank. To this day, I have no idea what that PIN number is. I had to get a
Wow.
whole new PIN number. Anyway, so that's a little side note. But I mean, it was just, I don't know. I just think back to how crazy that time was because I've had that PIN number forever. And then something crazy happens out of the ordinary, and I'm like, I don't know, it's gone. But anyway, so 2020 happens. There's no family get togethers, nothing like that. So 2020 or 2021, last year, we're at an aunt's 80th birthday party. And my cousin asked me, so what, did you find out anything? You've had, a year and a half. Did you find out anything to do with that, with the wool? I have all this wool, Allison. We're going to shave again in January. And this was October. And I'm like, let me pick up some. I know I can get it processed. I know I've done enough research on YouTube that I don't want to clean it. I wanted to be creative with it. So let's do that. So then next thing I know, she's shoving 10, 15 bags in my car. And then, a bunch of YouTube later making things and whatnot. So, but it's been a fun ride because I'm like, I don't know where this is going to take me. But it's one of those things where it just fell in your lap, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's been fun. It's been fun learning things. And I have learned that when you needle felt, I don't know if you've needle felted before, it's this long, sharp needle and it has prongs at the very end.
Yeah, I've seen people do it, but I've never tried it.
Well, I've learned not to
I
watch
learned to
TV
crochet.
and felt. I've learned not to watch TV, so I'm holding it down and felting. Don't watch TV at the same time because you'll, poke
yourself.
yourself. Yeah. I'm like, don't do that, Allison. That hurts.
I ended up having to teach myself how to crochet, and my aunt used to like to take me and bring me like different knitting groups and stuff. She's like, "Here, crochet," and I was like, "Okay." I taught myself. I'm really a lefty, but my
Okay.
whole life, every time they put it in my right hand, they forced me to be a righty, and I ended up with calluses on my fingers from really having to learn. But
Yeah.
then once I went to school, art school, and they were like, well, to loosen you up, we're going to draw with our opposite hand. And I went like this, and it just happened. And I was like, oh, okay, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So then I just started becoming
Oh,
very ambidextrous because that's what I
yeah.
was supposed to be doing. So when it came time to learn to crochet, my grandmother used to get so frustrated with me. So I had to teach myself because I put it in my hand, but I'd be using my left hand going like this instead of using my right hand and doing.
Yeah.
And so I would be, and the next thing you know, I'd be like, oh, I'm supposed to use this hand. So I put the hook in this hand so I could use this hand because I'm supposed to use this hand. And then I put the
Okay.
hook back. And then I put the hook back. So now when I crochet and I'm not thinking about it, it literally looks like the hook is swinging back and forth. And my fingers are just going bloop, 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 bloop. And that's how the yarn is going with my fingers like this over the hook. And the hook is just kind of swinging back and forth. All the ladies at the knitting groups are like, or crocheting groups are all like, what are you doing? And I'm
Yeah.
like, crocheting?
It's working. Yeah.
It's the funniest thing to watch, apparently. And
Yeah.
all of my stitches come out like inside out.
Oh, okay.
And because of the way I do it, it's the stitches are right. Like when you look at how I do it, they're right, but they come out looking different. And so they're always amazed. They always just
Yeah.
look at what I do and they're just,
Well, see, there you go. It's your own creative twist. There you go.
Really, I just kind of avoid doing it for anybody like who knows crocheting. Because if you know crocheting, you're gonna look at my thumb and be like, I don't know what that is.
That's funny.
That's crazy stuff right there. I don't know. But my aunt and I used to go to
I've
the
always
fiber
wanted to
stuff.
learn. I've always wanted to learn how to crochet, but I don't know how. Or knit. I don't know. I
I
can't knit,
teach
but
you,
I
but
can spin. I'm sorry.
I would teach you, but um, yeah, my aunt teaches people often. I told her she needs to learn how to do online classes now that
She
she's
does.
retired. I don't know where she
Yep.
is. She said she was going to come on tonight. She was
She
super
does. She
interested
does. She
because
needs to
you
do.
have fiber arts.
Yeah. Let's see. There's some comments. Any questions or anything?
No, just me telling
Oh,
my aunt to get her butt over here.
Susan.
Yeah, where are you?
Hey,
Um,
Susan.
yeah, she and I go to all the fiber art festivals and stuff. She
Oh,
loves
fun.
fiber. She actually tried to convince me on Friday to go to this small yarn store that's about 20 minutes away from here. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, and it's all these fancy hand dyed
Oh, wow.
and hand spun and hand dyed and just amazing. I think she said they were $50 a skein.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But she's taking a class there because they have very unique patterns, and
Oh,
she
okay.
likes the classes, and the people there are friendly and it's fun, something to do. So you kind of
Yeah.
have to buy the yarn there for the class. But once you
Sure.
learn it, you can go buy the yarn you can afford. And that's how she looks at it. And she's made
Yeah.
a lot of really nice things because of it. So
Oh, good. That's
yeah, it's a
good.
nice hobby for her.
I would like to learn how to dye. I haven't got into that. That would be like I don't know where I would put that in here.
Now,
Not in the garage, I would say.
when you were in the other group, did you ever meet a lady named Carmen?
No, I don't think so.
Shank?
Would she dye?
I think her last name is Shank. She
Okay.
dyes all her own yarn and
Okay.
she spins it all and she weaves.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I took a spinning class this past spring, I think it was. My friend, I see her on here. Sandra and I went to, and it was a lot of fun. And I've learned that I am not that coordinated to do my hands and my feet at the same time. So I bought an electric spinner. I can do the hand part. It's the getting my feet going at the same time. So yeah. So I thought, you know what? Let's
I've
just
never
cut to
tried
the
it.
chase.
Yeah, I never
It's
tried it. So I
very
don't know.
relaxing, very, if you're like into meditating and, and I'll do it at night when it's just, I am not the greatest. It's, but it's very relaxing and I'm like, you got to practice. So, I do it in the evening if I'm, my head's spinning and got all these creative things going on. And I'm like, let's just relax and, you know, and spin. It's this nice hum.
So to
So
unspin the creative brain, you spin the yarn.
I spin the
Got
yarn.
it.
Yes, yes. Put the thoughts in the yarn. Yeah. So how is Lily? How long have you had Lily?
She's running all over the place. I don't know if you could hear her little paws. She's been back and forth. Um, at nighttime, especially when I have the lights off, and I do have the lights off, she thinks it's time to hunt. She's a rat terrier, and she's very, very much her breed.
Oh, okay.
I don't have rats,
She's cute.
but she's trying to find them nonetheless. Like, I don't
Oh,
have
yeah.
any, but she's gonna try to find
Yeah,
them.
she hasn't done any yet, but she just knows.
I'm like, honey, we don't actually live in a rat area. Like, there's no rats even up here.
She
Here,
just
come say hi.
knows.
Come on,
Yeah.
come say hi.
No, buddy.
There you
Look at her.
go.
She's
Wanna
so
say
cute.
hi? So
She's cute. Uh-oh.
something fell. Um, sh- she's
And
actually a
I'll go get
rescue.
it. Yeah.
So she's a rescue. She's her gotcha day is coming up this month.
Oh, good.
Um, so if anybody's friends with my page, keep an eye out for that post because there might be some sort of sale
Wink, wink.
where all the proceeds are going to go to spoiling her. So if
There
anybody
you
wants to
go.
get in on that sale,
Yeah,
keep your eye out for that. That's coming. I mean, maybe.
sort of.
I'm leaking. I'm
Yeah.
leaking out the plans.
Oh,
Um,
good.
but yeah, she's got my goodness. 2020 or yeah, 2020 is when we got her.
Oh, okay.
That didn't sound good. Lillian, that didn't sound good. Did you break something? What did
It
you
was the
do?
rat. It was
What did
that
you
rat.
do? We don't have rats. What did you do? Huh? What did you do?
So cute.
She's like, I'm so not guilty. Look at her. She's like, she's not
Uh-huh.
guilty. Okay,
I
so she
didn't do
didn't
a
do
thing.
anything.
Yeah. Didn't do
I
a
don't know
thing.
what's going
Oh,
on back there.
yeah.
But the fan is back there, so I'm sure that it has something to
Oh,
do with that.
yeah. Maybe it knocked over or what have you.
Maybe I can't see it from here.
Yeah.
It's right around this corner right there. So right on the other side of this plant, which is in the way from
Ah,
the
okay.
screen. Gives the plant good light, but it doesn't really help me see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's a rescue. We've only had her a short time, but she was only 5 months old when we got her.
Oh,
Um, my son rescued her, and a lot of vet bills and such to get her healthy again. And she still has a lot of issues, but
yeah.
she's well loved, well treated, has good
Yeah.
life here. A little too
Well,
spoiled.
good. She's
Little
very happy. Yeah.
yeah, a little too spoiled.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's all right. Yeah.
She was supposed to be my son's dog, but he and his girlfriend had to move out right after. Actually, we got her just before the lockdown because they had to move out and they couldn't take her with them. And then with the lockdown, they came and moved back in, and
Oh, okay.
then they were all a family again. And then they moved out again, couldn't take her again, and that's it. She's mine.
Yeah. Too bad. Yep. Well,
So
good. It
yeah,
seems you lucked out.
so she has her own little chair next to me, and she sits next to me, and
Yeah. Well, good. You're a little cheerleader.
yep. And you can always tell when it's real leather because she'll try to eat it. It's not real leather, I'll know.
Yeah.
She
She's
can
like, I
pick
don't
it
want
out.
it.
Yeah, she's quite the hunter. I'm actually surprised at how much her hunting instincts are. She like right
Yeah.
now she's guarding me. She thinks there's something. That crash was for a reason, and now she's
Yeah.
guarding me.
Oh, well, good. Yeah. She's making sure. Well, you have the food and the treats and yeah.
When I
Yeah.
was sick, because I caught that terrible thing, and I
Yes.
was
I
very
remember.
sick, and I lost all my hair. Coming back. Well, the curls are
Oh, good.
coming. I'm waiting for the
Good.
hair. I've just got the. um, but the whole time she just sat right next to me all day and night,
Oh,
awake and watched and guarded, and she was just protecting me and guarding me. She's quite the
making sure you're okay.
yeah. I was really kind
Yeah.
of surprised on that too. But she makes a great mascot. So
Yeah. Yes. I have to say, I miss mine. Mine passed away. They were 16 and 14. I had two cats. And
that's a
Oliver,
cute age,
actually, it'll
yeah.
be a year this fall or this Friday. It'll be a year this Friday that he passed away. So I'm ready. I'm ready to go to the rescue. And yeah, I've
My,
actually already have an application in and told him I went
nice.
a bond, two bonded pairs. And so I have a few things, how you do. You got to line everything up and because I miss it. You know, I miss having somebody, something to come home to or talk to. You know what I mean? I'm sure you talk to Lily, and I miss that, especially at night. I miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a night dog, so she's perfect for me. And cats are good for you because of,
Yeah.
cats are night animals as well. My
Yeah.
previous dog passed away, and it was a year later that my son rescued her. And I actually said to him, I wasn't ready. And I'm like, no, I'm not ready. But my son's like, Mom, here she is.
Yeah.
Here
Here it
she
is, right
is.
here.
We don't have
Yeah.
a choice. He literally, they had heard, he and his girlfriend had heard through the grapevine of somebody who was abusing her, and that
Oh,
animal control was going to put the person in jail when they came back to investigate they gave him warnings
oh wow.
to get everything together, and if they didn't, they were going to put him in jail or something like that. The story goes. I don't know the full
Yeah.
details. And so they went over there and they were like, give her to us, we'll take her. And
Oh, well, great.
so they literally just picked her up out of there and took her here.
There you go.
So we were
Oh,
like,
wow.
do we put her in the SPCA when she's this ill and she's such a baby and,
Yeah.
she's already going through so much. So we were like, okay, we'll keep her until we figure it out and we'll keep
And
her.
then,
We'll
yeah,
keep.
she's a keeper.
She
Yep.
really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I
So
had
it's been a year, so it's time, right?
yeah, it's been a year, and there were a couple times I was going to adopt a couple. There were two cats that needed a home, and it was that day I was going to pick them up, and I'm like, I'm not ready. I'm just not ready. I've had, Ace and Oliver for 14 and 16 years, and I'm just not ready. I mean, but now I think about it a lot more, and it's just time. It's time. So
That's nice.
yeah, I miss somebody tracking to the restroom with me. They always come along with me, and I'm like, gosh, for 16 years, there's always something there.
Lily doesn't do that.
Oh, she doesn't. No,
No, no. She's very
she's like,
excited
you
to
can
take
go
my
on
seat.
yourself. Yeah,
She's like, I'm gonna take your seat when you're gone. And she sits in my seat while I'm gone and keeps it
there you
warm.
go.
And yeah,
Yeah,
but she's very much a night animal. So during the day, she's very sleepy and just wants to lay next to me and just settle down. Like right
yeah,
now, she's laying there right next to me. That's all she wants. Her little butt and her tail are touching my leg, and there you go. We're
yeah,
cuddling. That's what she wants.
yeah.
And then at
Oliver was
night,
like that. He would lay beside me, and then his paw would come out so he could touch me.
oh, but then at night she's off. She's doing her thing. She's running around the house. I live in a two family upstairs, and the tenant comes home and he works second shift, so he's working right now. And when he comes home, it's late, so she's hunting him because he doesn't go to sleep right away. He's been working, so he's got to unwind, and
Yeah.
so she's hunting him. And it
Oh,
really it works out so perfect for us because she can hear the noise downstairs and she's hunting it and she's trying to figure out what it is.
yeah.
And
Oh, that does
it,
work. Yeah.
yeah, keeps her busy for the night. And wake up, there's toys everywhere. House is a mess, and I'm like, what did you do?
Yeah. Oh, wonderful.
Yeah,
Well, good. Yeah. You lucked out getting her. Yep.
yeah. So we need to put in your shopping link. How can people buy your scarves, your jewelry, your art?
It's artzyalli.com. It's
ARTZ
ARTZY
YALLI.
.com.
I had caps on for part of it and not for others. Isn't that
Ah,
fun? I fixed it.
okay.
So they could shop there, and I'll
Yeah.
put my link in for anybody who's not familiar with me.
Okay. And love her earrings. They're so light and pretty. Everything so different. Every pair, like you said, every pair is completely different.
Well, look at that image. You've got some metal there going on in your image. Very nice. I'd like to do the metal work. I'm avoiding it on purpose.
Oh,
I
well,
loved doing
why?
metal in college, and I got into metal work, and I was making, believe it or not, are you ready for this? Birdhouses. I
Really?
loved making the little bird cages and the bird houses out of the metal, and bird houses as well. I mean, I've got one there. You can't see it, but there's one
Yeah.
right up there.
Okay.
And I mean, the bird houses, I have them all over the house. But I was making metal ones and metal with bird cages kind of things. And it didn't take me long until I went from this to this. And
Yeah.
so I'm
That's
thinking if I
true.
started doing metal with, I would go from
Yeah.
earrings to sculptures. And I really don't want to open that can of worms. I could just see myself. I'd be like, I want to make a horse and I want to make it life size.
And
I
yeah,
know
I could still run and gallop and yeah.
I can see myself doing that. So
Uh-huh.
with my lack of self-control, I thought I'd better stay with the metal. Stay with the smaller
Yeah.
things. I keep a
Well,
shipping box nearby so I can know, like, don't make anything bigger than this shipping box. This is the size.
this is it. Well, I took metal in college and hated it.
Really?
Hated it. Yes. And I think it was because it was an early class. But I didn't like it. And so I don't know. It was a few years ago, like 2016, 2017. All of a sudden, I would go to art fairs and I would gravitate towards that and just loved it and wanted to learn. And so there, in downtown Indianapolis, there is a artist building where all these different artists have their studios and they have classes and things like that. And I started taking classes there and met this really nice instructor. She so knowledgeable and nice, and took classes for a year and a half, 2 years, and she actually closed her studio, and then of course COVID happened, so it's just kind of one of those things. And I just thought, why not start making things, and there again, YouTube videos, and look to see how to do those type of things. And because I'm like, I know some things, I like the code connection and the soldering and things like that. So I'm like, let's just play around you know and see what you can do. So, and I
You do
love it.
beautiful stuff. Yeah, you
Well,
do
thank
really
you.
nice.
Thank you. For something that I hated. There again, there's a lesson there. Don't discount, because at the time when you were 17, 18, 19, don't discount something because you hated it.
It's true. That's
Yeah.
absolutely true.
Yeah.
Because you never know what you might end up liking later on. And
Yeah. So now, in your 50s, when you're liking, thinking, oh, I'm going to do something. And lo and behold, you get out that stuff. So,
yeah,
and I wish I keep all kinds of stuff. I'm sentimental. And I wish I could find the project I did when I was in metal class when I was in college. And I can picture it. And I have no idea where it is. I've moved a lot since then, but it's probably out in the garage in one of the boxes. Because, like I said, I'm sentimental. I keep all kinds of stuff. So,
keep all kinds of stuff too. But I've pretty much was unable to keep my sculptures. I don't think I have any sculptures left that I've got the plans and the drawings and the drafts, so I could recreate um, a lot of them, but I don't really, I can't think unless I do have a few small sculptures, jewelry pieces that I made
okay.
that those count as sculptures, but
Sure.
um, yeah, I
Well,
didn't
you
keep
said
any
they
of
were
those things.
big. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I did a lot of furniture. I kind of went
Oh,
through this
really?
phase of making chairs.
Oh, wow.
Just
That's cool.
kind of a weird phase to go through. I actually, speaking of things that you don't discount, I actually said, oh, I hate painting, and like the only artist on earth that doesn't paint. I hate painting, and everybody thought I was the funniest person on earth because everything I do is very painterly. Like when I do anything, it comes out looking painterly, even if I'm not
Yeah.
painting. And they're like, "You are so a painter." Like even my sculptures looked painterly, and they're like, "You are so much a painter." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't like to paint," And it was really kind of like this hatred of paint. And
Yeah.
you look back on it, and I think it was the lack of understanding when it came to the chemistries and um, the understanding how color changes and blends together. Like you're trying kindergarten, take this squirt, and swish them together, and now you got a new color.
Yeah.
But that's not really what happens.
No.
And sometimes when you take two squirts and you squish them together, they don't go together.
Right. Right.
Why does that happen? And I really struggled with it. So I hated painting, and so I got into furniture, and I got into sculpture, and I got into things like that. And it was really drawing. I was great at drawing, love drawing.
Yeah.
Um,
Like,
and I thought I would never go beyond that. You give me colored pencils and I'm fine. So then I
yeah.
had a teacher who taught, well, if you're going to do a drawing, lay down a base of a watercolor.
Oh,
So then your colored pencils don't have as much shading and whatnot to do. Now you can add the shading in and out, and it's still a colored pencil drawing. Putting the watercolor down, it still counts as as a colored pencil. So like if you put it in an art show or something, it still counts as a colored pencil. So I was like, okay, I can
yeah.
try that. And suddenly painting under the because he already knew I was drawing in a painterly manner. So he
Yeah.
knew that was gonna start. And once
That's
that
a,
brush was in my hands,
it was the end of
it just
story.
took the right teacher, it took the right moment, and he was
Yeah.
a printmaker. And I took printmaking with him, and I was like, oh, I'm going to be a printmaker. I love this.
Yeah.
And really got into printing. And it's funny because he's the one that got me into painting, not printing.
Ah, isn't that funny? Funny how
But
you meet people and
yeah,
it turns you into something else. Yeah. Your path changes.
but I still print my own. So a pair of earrings, and I still print my own
Hey.
cards.
Yeah.
And all my little stamp, everything's stamped on. Everything's like my logos. I got a couple different variations of the logo. Kind of went with that Jerry Seinfeld type of logo, where he changes Seinfeld every single episode. I know,
Uh-huh.
I'm showing my age. Um,
Uh-huh.
so I did that kind of with mine. So it's always the circle with my name, but there's a leaf, there's a feather, there's a easel with
Yeah,
a paint.
it's such a great idea. Branding. It's branding.
Yeah, so I can't even do that and keep it consistent. I got to change that up. So anyway, I've got like all of those, and everything is still stamped. Everything is
Yeah.
still. So I still like printmaking, but
Uh-huh. Well, my brother came with me to an event that I was doing, and he was so impressed that I had bags with the letter A on them. He's like, I'm so impressed. Where did you get these bags? Here, I'm going to tell a secret on Facebook. And I told him, are you kidding? They're brown paper bags. I bought an A stamp and an ink pad, and I stamped them all. I'm like,
I don't think I can reach it. Over here by the door, there's a door here. Over here by the door is a little shelf, and on it are the local pickups, the
yeah,
ones that haven't been picked up yet. So I have brown paper bags. Are you ready for my dirty little secret? They're lunch bags.
yeah, yeah,
There you
that's what
have
I,
it. And
uh-huh,
then I just put the stamp on it and my logo,
yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah,
I had to give a wedding present to, well, not a wedding, a wedding shower present to a friend of mine a couple weeks ago, and I didn't have any bags. And then I had another one last week. I went and bought bags because but when I didn't have bags and I was like, oh my goodness, I got to go. What do I do? I took one of those lunch bags, cut it down a little bit, punched holes, took leather cord, made a handle, took ribbon, hot glue gunned it around the top,
Hey,
No one knows this is a lunch bag because this don't look like a lunch bag no more.
no. Well, great. What a
You
good
know,
idea.
people are like,
Yeah,
"Oh, you should do that for all your bags," and I'm like, "I'm not selling bags. I'm selling earrings."
yeah. No, I don't want to sell bags.
They're like, "No, don't sell them. Just ship them that way." No, because time that took, I'd have to
Yeah,
sell them.
yeah,
You have to
yeah.
sell them for
No,
that
he
much
was
time.
so impressed. He was so impressed that I had these bags with the letter A. I'm like, there are 100 brown bags for lunch. Oh, it was fun. It
So
was a good
show
event.
us some of your show us. Show and tell.
Show
Show
and
us.
tell. Well, here is um a scarf I did. Here, let me stand up. A scarf I did, and it's pull through. So, um, and it's super soft. I know a lot of people think, oh, it's wool, but oh my gosh, it is so soft and warm and not a, you know how sometimes wool is scratchy on your face or whatever, but this is so soft. So, and then it has beads and some yarn in the front. Uh, let's see.
Some creativity going on. So it's a nice statement piece. I know that both your audience and my audience enjoy expressing themselves with their accessories.
There you go. Yes, they do. And then this one I think is super fun. I made the little hook and the
Oh, I
little copper
saw that one. I
circle
love that hook.
because I'm like, I want to incorporate my metal and wool together. So I
I
think that
love that.
very cute, very warm, colorful. And you got a unique little hook and fish hook type closure. Here's some purses that I made.
I
Little
love that.
handbag.
I absolutely love that the purses with the
And
little.
I
I love
and I
it.
stuffed it with gauze, little, so that it keeps its
Keep its
shape, so that
form.
you could see the shape. Otherwise, it's just flat. But yeah, I wanted to show off the shape. So
That's great. Great color too.
thank you. And then this is one I'm working on. I needle felted. So I did. This is
So you
my
got
cousin's
flowers.
wool. So I did the wet felting, and then I went in with a needle and needle felted the colors on there. So
That
that's
is
a
great.
little different. Um, and then a little bag, little cute
Oh,
little bag.
that's
Yeah,
adorable too.
yeah,
You
it's
know what that
fun.
needs? That needs one of my leather purse charms.
Yes, it does.
Where's my leather purse charms? They're over here somewhere. There we go. Needs this one right here.
Yes, look at that. That is super cute. I love that color.
See, I knew there was one there that needed to go with that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
obviously, earrings bored me at some point, and I said I better do other things besides just earrings. So I added key rings and
Yeah,
purse.
yes, you have keychains and your um,
The hat
hat
clips.
clips. Yes.
Now, the hat clips are actually extremely, give me a moment, unique. Um, again, showing my age, you're going to remember these. So, do you remember in the 80s, the leather cord with the little clip at the top and the feathers at the bottom?
Yes. Yep.
And you loved them and you had to have them and you
Uh-huh.
finally convinced yourself it wasn't a waste of money and you
Yes. So
bought it and it broke
you'd be
immediately.
so cool. Yes.
It broke immediately. That's the part that traumatized me.
Yeah.
So from that broke immediately thing with my Farrah Fawcett wings, I was like,
Uh-huh.
and bam, gone. So I didn't want that to happen again. So I've got the clip.
Good.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
I did good. I got the clip. And
Yeah.
then I got chain, because chain is sturdier than cording. I mean, I
Yeah.
have cording, but chain is sturdier. And then I
Yeah.
used another clip because, man, you know, you want the chain to clip to leather somehow. You got to figure that out, right?
Right.
And then it is clipped with there's a bail, a pinch bail underneath this knot, and then there's
Okay.
knot, covers the pinch bail and comes down. And so it's a leather feather instead of a real one, although some of them do have a real feather on them.
Oh, okay.
And it's a leather feather on a chain, and you can absolutely wear it, but I don't have the Farrah Fawcett anymore going on. So
Yeah.
and the best part is the unfinished side is suede, so you can put a few drops of essential oils on there.
Oh, okay.
And when I told a friend that, they were like, "Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick it on my hat, my cowboy hat." And then once I stick it, there's a cowboy hat there with one on it.
Yes.
And
Okay.
once you stick it, yeah, I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Once you stick it on there, it hangs off the back just a little bit. And
Okay.
so you put citronella there, essential oil, and it's
Yep.
hanging off the back of your hat. So it's literally doing what a cow's tail does or a horse's tail.
Yes. Keeping the
It
bugs away.
keeps the bugs away.
Yeah.
I know you don't really want to equate your product to a animal's tail, but it works in this
It
case.
works.
It works really well.
Yeah.
So this is one of them. So yeah, a very
Very
unique
cool.
product that I came up with on my own. When I came out with it, it was a bestseller. One of the local shops that sells cowboy hats bought a bunch of them as well, and they were a big hit with their customers once they realized what to do with them.
Yeah.
Like it
Very
was
cool.
she advertised them as hat jewelry because they were having a hard time understanding what's a hat clip.
Yeah.
Oh, just feather your cap. But I have that hat. Now that hat I don't wear very often, but I have a straw hat that I wear more often, and my straw hat's
Okay.
hanging on the door, and that one has a clip on it as well. Um, they're up here. Nope, that's not the right one. Where did they go? Oh, they're right here. Losing my product right under my nose. This is how I keep my inventory. These are the hat clips.
Oh, okay. Look, yeah. It's a box. That
Yeah,
my
each
jewelry.
box has a different color, and that's how I know based on like the pattern.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the tops of mine are different. Like blue is the necklaces. Yeah. Orange is the rings. Uh-huh. Everything keep
Necklaces
organized.
are teal. Tiger stripes are the pins.
Oh, that is so pretty.
That's part of the Southwestern line that was so
Uh-huh.
hot last fall.
Very pretty.
Got a few of them left. I advertise my scarf pins, but I've discovered on your purses, if you have a felted purse, they will go great. And then you always have a pin with you in case you have a wardrobe malfunction. Selling your product too there.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
You know, put them on your knit hats. A lot of girls
Oh,
are putting
yeah.
them on their hats. But you do have scarves. I do have
Yeah.
pins.
Yeah.
So, you know, although your metal pieces are very
I love
unique
it.
and beautiful, I do have
Oh,
pins.
thank you.
Oh, and I also got into making the hair clips. Is this the newest one? No.
I don't have a lot of hair. I would wish I did. Even when I had long hair, my hair is fine and thin. I don't never had a lot of hair.
You know, my aunt and I went to one of those fiber festivals I was telling you about, and we saw these kind of hair clings. And I was like, see, that's what I was talking about. I'm going to make with my leather. And they were leather like that. Well, they weren't feathers, but they were leather, and they had the little pin. And as you can see, I make mine super tight for people with finer hair. Although
Okay.
you still
Yep.
don't have a lot, but
Yeah.
it probably won't work with yours. You have to be longer, but
Yeah.
it is made for people with finer hair as well,
Oh,
as well as
good.
being able to. It's able to grow, but I do
Yeah.
make sure they're nice and tight. Um, anyway, we went to this fiber festival, and this lady had a bin full of them. They weren't feathers, obviously, but they were leather with the pin.
Okay.
And I said to my aunt, "See those?" And so we were trying to remember. We're calling them barrettes. What were they called? They had a name for them back in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. They had a name.
Oh,
See, I can't remember either, and neither can my aunt.
if I wasn't using my phone now, I'd Google.
I've tried that.
Oh, it doesn't show?
I must not be Googling it correctly because I can't figure it out.
I was looking at the
So,
comments to see if anybody said. Sure. Maybe somebody
if
would know.
anybody remembers, that would be great. We'd love a
Yeah.
comment.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know.
so when we were there, this lady had them advertised as scarf pins because you
Oh,
can take your scarf and push them
if you
through
can
there.
do, yeah.
And if it's a fatter knit or a fatter crochet, you could literally go right through it.
Yes. That's a good idea too.
So that gives me like more things that I can advertise these with. Like, hey,
Exactly.
they're barrettes, but you can wear them with your
With
fiber
its
arms.
scars. Yeah.
But
There's
although I
a
have the
fiber
scarf
show
pins as
coming up.
well.
Yeah, there's a fiber show coming up in Ohio next, not, no, I was going to say next month. Yes, next month, September 19th, 19th, 18th. I need to look at my calendar. It's either 18th or 19th. And I'm planning on going because, yeah, different people have said that, and it's such a great community, the
It is.
wool fiber art. I mean, I contacted several different businesses and, it was like, I don't know, to be honest, I don't know anything about this. So help me out. I'm looking for help with processing this. What do I need to do? And found great people, very helpful, and even followed back up with me and asked, did you find out what you needed? Can I help point you in another direction? Or, I mean, it's a great community. And so anyway, throughout all this, they were telling me how this fiber event in Ohio, Young Springs, um, is such a really great event. So I'm really excited about going. So yeah,
I bet it
and
will
find
be.
good stuff.
I love the community that and leather community goes right hand in hand in a lot of regards, especially in this
Yeah,
area because hey, because
really.
that's me. That's the chair. It's sticking. There. Okay. Otherwise, you're going to sit around on the computer. So, especially in this area, it's a little bit more rural. I mean, we're close to a few larger cities, but it's a little bit more rural. We're in the foothills of the Adirondacks. Um, it's beautiful, like God country out here. But there's a
Some of
lot of
your pictures you post are just gorgeous.
thank you. There's a lot of animals. So a lot of times the fiber arts and leather arts are together.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
there's some overlap in that community. Not a lot, because then the leather people take off and they usually go join like the EDC community. And leather kind of goes everywhere. Artists go
Yeah.
everywhere, leather goes everywhere.
Well, that's
Um,
great. That's great.
so yeah, there's a nice little overlap. I don't actually do any shows. Do you do shows?
No, not really. I have one. Excuse me. I have one coming up this Saturday, but it's just a small one, and it's kind of like the first one since COVID and all that. Um, it's kind of like they needed artists to come out, and so I'm like, sure, I'll come. I'll bring some things. And it's only their second year of having this festival, so I really don't even know what to expect. So, but yeah, just trying to get back out there, you know.
The
Um,
capital of New York, Albany,
mhm.
has an artist show, and they asked me to come and bring my earrings, and it was an every Saturday commitment,
Oh gosh.
and I was like, yeah, right, for like 2 months, And I was like, so if this doesn't bring in a lot of people, I'm stuck here every Saturday.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about it, and I ordered the Square card reader, point of
Oh,
sale,
yes. I have
and
one.
it's
Yeah.
supposed to interact with my website, and I can't get it to work.
Oh.
Ironically, my website is hosted by Squarespace, same
Huh.
company.
Yeah.
So obviously it's user error.
Well,
Obviously the problem is me.
yeah. My website is through Squarespace.
Very
Huh.
nice. You
I'll have
like it?
to
I
look
love
to
it.
see. I really like it. It's super easy
Yeah.
because at first I did different ones. I did Shopify. What was the other one I did? Well, and then I would get aggravated because I couldn't hook Facebook and Instagram. I couldn't hook all that up. And then I just get aggravated. And so I'm like, maybe that's a sign. I'm not supposed to do it right now. That's a sign. Something's up. And so
So it was
I
a wrong
found
program.
it was the wrong program. There was another one too that I was trying to use, and I can't think of that one either. Same thing. And there again, it's a sign, Allison. And so I had Square anyway because I would do different events and things like that. And I'm like, I think Square has a website and all that. And so that's how that got rolling. And it's super easy. I did
Now,
stories the other day. I added stories and some videos on like how things are made, and was really proud of myself.
you did it through your website and pushed it out. Nice.
Well, I did stories on the website, like one of the scarves that I made.
Oh,
I did a video of me making it, and so I thought, well, see, instead of like a blog, because they don't really have a blog per se on Square or Squarespace, so
we have a
they have
journal.
a they have a journal. They call it stories or something to that effect. And so I was able to go in and post pictures and then a video, just a short little video, and told them where you could see more and things like that. And
Brilliant. I use my journal for care. So in the
okay,
journal section, I just put, this is how you take care of leather, this is how you take care of metal. These are my partners because I have some people, I support them, they support me. So it's just links. So I can be like, hey, but
yeah,
the essential oil lady, this is
yeah,
where you can get
that's
your
a good one.
essential oils.
Yeah,
So in the meantime, she's telling everyone, well, I've got the essential oils. I know where you can get the leather. So we have partnerships like that. There's no
yeah, no, that's great.
nothing other than word of mouth contribution. There's no affiliation there, just a partner where we
Just
do that.
yeah, yeah,
But
no, that's
that's what I
great.
use it for. So that's
Yeah,
brilliant that you could use it for stories
yeah,
and like little reel type things. That's awesome.
yeah. And I was really proud of myself that day that I was able to do that.
Well, I am going to be going onto your website and checking it out.
Check it
Um,
out.
I was in a
Yeah.
class with a bunch of ladies who were jewelry designers from all over the country.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
And the lady who hosts it's like, here's some big promises. Womp womp. But it was nice to like meet these other people and talk with them because it was a very interactive thing. And I got a few new followers, and so I followed them back and stuff. So that was a good outcome in that regard. Met other jewelry designers,
Yeah.
but a lot of them are all doing the same thing, and then they're all going to Shopify, and they're all setting up shops that look alike.
Oh,
And then on
yeah.
top of it
Cool.
all, they're talking about Shopify and their problems, and they're all talking about, I have this problem, I have that problem. And I'm like, so they have to go there and they have to buy the app to do the checkout. They have to buy the app to do the mail. They have to buy the app to do this. They have to buy the map. Like, why are you not at Squarespace?
Yeah.
You buy Squarespace and boom,
Yeah.
ta-da!
It's yours. Yeah. I don't know. Like
Um,
I said, I did it for a little bit. It was maybe what, 2 months, and I'm like, this isn't working.
I think the only additional charge I have in Squarespace is I did buy the email campaign. the lowest level.
Okay.
So when people, subscribe to my email list, not super spammy, I always tell people that's because I'm super cheap and I only bought the 3 email a month plan.
I have not done that. I need to. I've got a web or a newsletter, but I've not done that quite yet. So,
$5 a month.
oh well, there you go. That's
3
right up my
emails
alley.
a month. And it gives you great statistics. It tells you how many have been opened, like how many have been sent, how many have been delivered.
Okay.
And so it tells you if they've been sent, delivered, opened, and if anybody clicked any of the links.
Okay.
And then you
Oh,
can open that
wonderful.
little section and find out which link was opened and how many times. So what links are the most popular? Usually ones that lead you to discounts or sales are the most popular, by the way.
Okay. Very cool.
I learned that. I hid a secret sale in my last 2 emails, and I've only had one person find it.
Oh wow.
And I don't
I
know
heard
if they
you
clicked
on
it
a
on
live
accident
say
or not.
that you had a secret sale going in your newsletter. And so of course I get in my email and I'm like, where?
Was it you? Did you find it?
No.
Um, it- I'll actually tell you because it's almost time for another newsletter to come out, and that's almost over. One of the pictures clicks over to a pair of earrings that is on sale.
Oh, okay. But I'm going to be clicking on all of them. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
right?
That's a good
But it
idea.
keeps people in your email for a little bit longer and clicking around. So,
What a good idea.
yeah, I had fun with that. Nobody
Yeah.
else seems to have, but I had fun with that.
It's fun. Yeah.
But yeah, the emails are actually through Squarespace so much
Okay.
easier because I was
Okay.
doing them on my own and that was not as easy. And I love
Okay.
the statistics, but
Well, yeah,
the
that's good
number
to
of
have.
open rate you have to remember is always wrong because there's people like me who receive my emails and look at them in the preview pane and I never open them.
Ah, okay. I'm guilty too.
I don't open them. I just,
I'm like, let me read enough. It's like, those, what were those, when you had to read a book in school and you got the notes, the Cliff Notes. It was like the Cliff Notes in school where you could like, okay, let me just read the highlights and okay, I don't
well,
need to open the email.
well, the preview panes on most emails will show you the whole email.
Oh, okay.
So, you just look at the preview
Yeah.
pane. And of course, my emails, when you see them, they have what you need to know right there at the top. So for people who are that, I just need to know. Is there something in here I need to look at? It's right there at the top. I'm not going to waste anybody's time. Here's what you need to know. There's some sales going on in this email. There's this going on. There's that going on. If you want to read the rest, go ahead. And then I am free to be as flowery as I want to be
There you
because I
go.
know everybody who is get to the point is gone.
They're moving on.
They got to the point, they're got there. They moved
Yeah.
on to the next thing.
Well, now you know you got to click around on your images.
Yeah, I hit something in there.
Yeah. No, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm glad that you would like Squarespace because I really did too. And there's a
Yes.
lot of
Yes.
people who are
It's
just
so
so
easy.
stuck on Shopify, and I'm like, it's so hard. Why are you doing that?
Yeah. Super
Yeah,
easy. Oh my gosh.
and doing your
Yeah.
taxes from there is super easy. Converting it over to my QuickBooks is super easy. It talks with QuickBooks. It's really quite amazing.
That's great. Okay. And $5 email.
Yeah, you don't even really need QuickBooks when you have Squarespace. The only reason I went
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the only reason I went with QuickBooks, and I'm actually thinking about leaving it because you can get everything right out of your Squarespace. The only reason I did the QuickBooks was because of the ease to my accountant.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
So yeah, pay her a little less and pay QuickBooks a little bit. It still comes out cheaper than paying her to take a spreadsheet from my Squarespace and figure it out from there.
Right. Yeah,
So
make it a little
that
easier.
actually, yeah, and it all communicates over beautifully. I don't know how it knows where to put things, but it knows where to put things, and it just,
That's great.
yeah,
Cool.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Business stuff. Is anybody even still watching us without talking about the business end of things? But
6.
that's something we do need to like make well known to people because they think that we're over here in our studios eating bonbons, watching soap operas, and covering everything with paint. They don't realize that we're spending hours doing work. Like there's legitimate computer work, there's legitimate financial work, there's legitimate advertising, marketing, branding work that needs to be done. How much time do you spend on making your social media marketing piece?
Oh gosh. Oh, I kicked a bag. Kicked a bag.
That's
um,
about how much time I do too.
uh,
Wow.
yeah, no, well, the last 3 weeks I started scheduling posts, and I have to say, why didn't I do that sooner?
You weren't scheduling them before.
Oh,
Are you
I don't
using
know.
the creator studio
Yeah,
space too?
yes. And so that has gotten, well, I laid out a calendar. This is something I just started this month. So I laid out a calendar and decided each day what I want to focus on as far as social media goes. So that I knew, so I don't have to sit like on Sunday and think, what the heck am I going to say? And so then I started following or started posting things accordingly. And then like in the evenings or whatever, like if I'm painting or creating something, then I'm like, okay, then so that's another type of content. But uh, that's a struggle just because I would just rather paint or make something.
I agree 100%. Um, sorry, there was a comment in the middle of that. We actually got a comment.
Oh my gosh.
So I responded. It was my friend Chris saying hello, and I said hello. I responded. Um, for me, for social media, when I make something, I don't consider it made until I take it, like, let's say I just made it, right? So I take it from here, and then immediately on my easel is a canvas,
Mhm.
2 little holes in it. I stick these in the holes, and I
Yes, I
immediately
saw a picture. Okay.
photograph it so I can put it on the website. So I'll take at least 3 angles of it right then and there. And then I bring it over to this spot in my studio where the ring light
Yeah.
suddenly bends forward, and underneath that is a black, um, it's not there right now, so I can't like grab it, but it's right over
Yeah.
there. Um, Canvas. And it's got the rock, and of course we've always got
Oh,
the,
okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
yeah, or as my friend Becky's husband calls it, my potato.
Your potato.
Changed the rock, by the way, because he was calling it a potato. So now I'm using a more marbly granite, and then the little flowers, and then I immediately, and it's on a little turntable. That's how I get like the turning going, and I
Oh,
go,
yes.
and so I immediately film that. So I have a still, I have 2 videos, and then I have 3 stills for the website, all in my camera the second a piece is done.
Oh, that's a good idea. Just
Because
to
if
go
you
ahead and
don't
get that done.
do it right then, and all of the reels of making happen while I'm making. They don't all end up published because I don't ever remember to go back,
Yeah,
but I just keep making one after another. So I'm making
that's
this, I
good.
make the film. So there's a lot in the camera, in the phone, but it's just not out there yet.
Yeah.
And so I get
I
it out there.
saw you posted a picture of your canvas with your little holes where you put, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. Oh my gosh. So I might steal that. But
Good luck.
I thought it was such a good idea.
The hard
It,
part with that is getting the white background to be a good white.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a
So
light box and it came with, a white sheet, white background and things like that. And it looks okay, but I just thought, well, what a good idea just to use a canvas, and you know, that would just work. That would, you could get a small one, still put it in the light box,
Yeah, I didn't
and
think
you have
about
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I use the ring lights instead of a light box, but I bet if I put it inside, like I could make my own light box around it to kind of capture that light better. Maybe that'll help with those settings, because making that background white is always a
It's
difficult
hard.
job,
Yeah.
but worth it because it's good look. But
Yeah.
but anyway, I don't finish until I'm finished. So that's when I'm finished, and then I
Yeah.
have it all in there. So when it comes time to set up my week, I usually do it Thursdays if I'm caught up with everything, or I'll do it Fridays if I'm not. And then I do have a calendar, and the calendar tells me what promotions I'm running, what deals I'm running, when do I put out the fall stuff, you know?
There you go.
I
Yeah.
actually had it on the calendar for next week. I moved it up to this week because everyone else already has theirs out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, guys,
You're
what are
like,
you doing? You're
okay.
screwing up my schedule.
School's starting, I guess. So people are like, it's fall.
It's not fall.
I know. I'm
School
like,
doesn't
not
start
yet.
here until after Labor Day, but a lot of places in the country it starts, which is why
Yeah.
these earrings are out, because I just
Those
had to
are
do all
cute.
the videos and everything of these little
Yeah.
pumpkins. Um, oh, and so I make all of those, and so I make stories and reels out of the videos because I took the two different videos. I can clip them, shorten them, do all that in Canva. Do you use Canva?
Oh, yes, I do. I use Canva.
So I clip everything, take the tail end for this piece, take the beginning part for that piece, and just kind of.
Yeah. It's
So I'll
great.
do
It's
all
great how
of
you
that
can do all
on
that.
one day and schedule it all on one day and get the whole week done. I do
Yes.
about, what is it, 10 posts a day, I think. I
Do you
really
do
inundate
10 a
people.
day?
I
I
really
don't do that.
inundate people because Facebook algorithms don't get it out there. And I do mostly product picks. I'm not big. You want my personality, I'll do the lives. But I'm not gonna do the sing and dance. I'm not gonna do the
No.
reels. I'm not gonna be somebody I'm not. And so to be somebody I am, it's worth it for me. Why
Yeah.
isn't Lily on my lap? Lily!
She was earlier.
Lily! Do you see her? Do you see her?
Oh, there she is. Yeah.
Lily, come on. Come
She's like,
on.
I'm comfortable.
She's like, why? Come on, Christian wants to see you. Come on. He said you can go potty on his lawn. Christian just got his very own lawn.
Oh, there you go.
It's a big deal in the Adirondacks because grass doesn't grow very well in the woods, the foresty areas, and he's got a cabin, and he's like,
Oh,
no, I want a lawn. We're going to put a lawn here. And he was able to get rid of some trees, and he was able to open up an area and treat it and get it ready. And he has the most beautiful lawn. And I keep saying I need
good.
to bring Lily up to go to the bathroom on it.
Yeah, huh? You're gonna go pee on your grass.
Don't make a mess. So he can't run around in his bare feet no more. You going to say hi? No, you're just going to look up? What's up there? Nothing?
Yeah.
Nothing but lights up there, girl. There he goes. He's laughing at you. Everything's back to normal. Christian's laughing.
So you do 10 posts a day. I don't post. I need to step up my game then. I don't.
Well, I
Oh my
started
goodness.
out with just a couple, and I was looking at when people were on, but when people in New York are on versus when my California customers are
It's
on.
true. It's true. Yeah.
So really, if you're going to do a lunch post, I need to do 11, 12. No, I need to do 12, 1, and 2. And then if you're going to do an afternoon post, it's 2, 3, and 4. And then if you're going to do an evening post, it's 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, there's still people 8, 9, 10. And then if you
Yeah.
want to get the ones that are falling asleep and ready to buy because they're, I've been wanting to
I,
buy. Why
I
don't I?
can't
So
fall
that's when I
asleep.
throw the ones that are right there linked to my Facebook shop. So then you
Oh.
don't have to leave Facebook. There you go. It's just right there. It's in the Facebook shop.
I think it is super easy on you.
You know,
There
you're
it is. I
tired.
need a pencil and pad and yeah.
You're
Here's
tired. You just do that. You just click.
we'll just chat. Tips and tricks.
So, you know, if you're scheduling one versus scheduling a lot, you might as well. They take the
Yeah.
same amount of time. So while
Yes,
you're
they
there,
do.
and besides Facebook and Instagram, which I can schedule there, immediately after I schedule a clip, and I actually use my desktop as a grid. Monday,
Oh,
Monday, 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 Tuesday, 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 Wednesday, 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 Wednesday. You know, I like that.
uh-huh.
So I can
Uh-huh.
just do it one at a time for each day, just bring it over. And once it's done and brought over to that scheduler, I bring it over to the YouTube scheduler. I have
Okay.
YouTube then feed Rumble.
Okay. I'm not on Rumble. What is Rumble?
It's like YouTube, it's just another one.
Okay.
Some people are on one and not the other. I don't
Huh.
know. I don't know why people do what they do, but you know what? If they're there, I want to be there.
Sure.
Especially when I only have to schedule it once and it goes. It feeds itself
Yeah.
over to Rumble.
I just started YouTube, so there's not, yeah, I just started, so I need to see there again. It's more, I need
Well,
to
yeah,
find
I
it where
originally
you,
thought
where,
YouTube is video and I sell products. It's pictures. But I take video of all of my pictures because I
yeah,
want
I
to
see
show
you to
up
post
in
your
the
videos.
feed. So
Yeah.
why not just put those? And YouTube now has the shorts. So they're all done in the long format. Facebook now has reels and shorts and everything. So everything's now being done in the longer format. So it's a lot
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah.
Although regular posts, it still helps throw those in. So I throw in the regular format, the square format, and the long format. I like, shake it all up. But and then once a
Oh,
week I post over on MeWe and Gab and Parlor and
oh
Truth
gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
Social and Twitter and LinkedIn I do twice a week.
Okay.
Only because LinkedIn, I treat it like LinkedIn. I treat it like a networking and I talk about the business end there.
Okay.
And I'm like, here's the business end, but here's the product.
Yeah. Oh,
And
good.
so people get engaged there because they want to talk about business. Here's the
Okay.
product, wink, wink. Oh, it's your
Yeah.
birthday. Here's a coupon, wink, wink.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
people
on all
don't
that.
realize how much this all entails.
No, they don't. They don't realize. No. I started TikTok. TikTok is supposed to be really huge as far as like the next bigger than YouTube and all that. So I started TikTok. And that's kind of the
Mhm.
fun thing. But
Believe it or not, I'm not on TikTok.
oh my gosh.
My brother's like, why aren't you on TikTok? But he's got a college-age daughter who helps him. And I'm like, my son has graduated from college and lives on his own and is a professional. There's no TikTok help.
He's not. Yeah. Yeah.
And quite frankly, I,
It's
I
it's
don't
very
know
different.
that there are a lot of women who are in my target market on TikTok. Um, because it's really women who are over 30 that will spend the money on themselves, that
Right.
will buy something
Yeah.
that's valuable, that's artistic, that's creative, something that you can pass on to your other generations, something that makes a
Hmm.
statement. I mean, when you're 25 and you're 30 and you have little kids pulling on your ears, you're not really interested in making a statement other than help me. So once they get older,
Yeah.
want to make the statement because they've had the help, they've gotten through.
Yeah.
That's when I show up with my earrings.
That's funny. Help me. Um, yeah, I mean, I've started TikTok maybe a couple months ago, but I don't know. It's just like I said, oh, let's try it. Let's just see. So it's kind of like one of those things of, oh, that'll be the fun part. That'll be, something to dance around to. And but I'm like, how do
Yep, you get
you?
me to dance.
Well, I mean, it was anyway. It was like I said, it was just something silly. And to me, I don't know. I don't know how to use it yet. You know, I don't know how to, I don't know. So I'm just kind of like, we'll put that, we'll say we'll have the app and we'll kind of put some things out there, post a few things. We'll see. I don't know. Shoot, I need to do 10 posts a day. Facebook and Instagram, I'm busy.
No, it's really actually quite simple. Like I've got like the formula down pat. There's always one that has my mission statement. There's always one post a day with my mission statement. There's always one post a day from my Facebook shop. And it goes to Instagram as well, but it says go over to the Facebook shop. But in Facebook, it'll automatically tag the shop.
Oh, okay.
So they'll be
I've
able
got
to
a links, but I need to do more. I need to do more.
And then there's always old product that hasn't sold yet, so I re-throw that at them. A new product gets thrown at you 3 times in a week. So it's in a story, it's in a reel, and it's in your news feed. So I always, it becomes really easy to fill up when you're trying to take a new product and throw it 3 places into there. So now you already have 3 in your week filled, and then you've got old products, so you just boom, 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 boom. And you've already made those videos, you just replay them. You don't have to recreate it, and you just do it over and over again, because with jewelry, purses, these kind of accessories, people aren't going to buy until they've seen them a few times. They get to know us as well, and they see those, they like this. They're like, right, come on. Anybody watching left? Anybody want to talk about why they buy? I know why they buy. Because they all love to smile.
They all, and people like unique things. They don't want the same thing everybody has. Or at least I don't, you know.
It's true. Exclusivity and uniqueness, and well, I've got these, and they're one of a kind. You don't want to show up at the party in the same red dress as somebody else.
No,
Yeah,
not at all. Not at all. Does anybody have any questions out there for us, or?
Looks like we have 2 people watching. At least that's what it looks like on my end. We bored everyone with business.
I know it.
But they weren't asking any questions, so.
I know. Oh, super. Shaking the camera.
And like I said, it's good for people to know how much it really does entail, you know.
Yes.
How's that small business going?
Yeah.
Sorry, this is
why is it
business.
so? Yes. Or why is it so expensive? Or why? Yeah. Well, because it takes a lot of time, and there's a lot of back end. There's a lot of all this other stuff happening.
Yeah, it not only took me the time to make it, but I had to market it. Do you know how much it costs to get a customer? When you start to look at things like how much does it cost to get a customer versus how much did it cost to make it, it really kind of puts your mind right into the business mode. You're no longer a hobbyist. You are now an entrepreneur, a business owner. You know, once you shift your mind and make that little change, you're like, oh wow, I'm in business.
And 2, I've been trying to. Another creative had said. I said something too, that as far as the branding and the business end, think of that as creativity too. That's not just boring old business. You know, that's being,
like me with my logo that changes.
You know, think of it as being creative too. And it's like, well, I'll try. But I'm like, well, you're right. That's being creative as well. And yeah, but I don't know. Goodness, there's just sometimes there's just a lot. I had no idea until you get in here.
Yeah, until you get in.
And then you make all this stuff and you have all this inventory and you're like, now what?
Well, this past weekend I put it on wheels. It was originally on a shelf, and now it's on wheels.
It's on wheels,
so that way I can push it away from me, and when like I sit down to do the videos, I pull it close so I can always grab product and talk. Like somebody asks me a question about something, oh, that thing you had last week, hold on, I can grab it.
Yes.
So yeah, you kind of, you go from, you kind of put it on wheels. That's kind of like what I'm trying to say. It's kind of like how I put that on wheels. You put everything on wheels at that point.
On wheels. Yeah.
Yeah. So things start to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Almost
Oh
lost
my
that
goodness.
analogy, but it worked.
Oh goodness. So what do you have coming up? Do you have do you do events or anything like that or
Because I can't get the Square and the Squarespace to talk, I'm not
yeah.
doing any events.
Okay.
But we do have a lot coming up with August being the slow month of the year. I decided I would design Christmas. So I've got a whole Christmas line that's coming. This week, I'm actually going on vacation.
Oh, nice.
So I'm leaving. It's only an overnight. It's a little tiny trip, but it's going to disrupt shipping. I'll still be able to take orders, but anything, any, what are you doing? She's like, I don't know. Uh,
Oh.
so anything ordered on Thursday, which is usually when I go live and show the new products and people order, will then be delayed. So instead of showing new products this week, we're going to play a game and we're going to talk about some fall stuff instead. And then
Okay.
shipping will be delayed until Sunday with this normal Saturday, or not Sunday, Monday with the normal Saturday shipping. Because I'm just going away overnight, but you still have to plan ahead for that. And that kind of
Yeah.
changed so it gave me time to build a little bit of more inventory for Christmas, actually.
Yeah,
So
no, that's great. Yeah.
that way, everybody says September 1st, you should be ready for Christmas, right? So working on that. Don't think I'll
Yeah.
be ready by then, but you don't
Oh,
actually
goodness.
launch Christmas until, November, a little bit in October, but at least you're ready and that way you can enjoy your holiday season. So I've been working on that. Of course, I've got fall already ready.
Yeah.
So getting ahead was the hardest part, getting ahead so I could
Oh,
do
yeah.
these things. That's always been, but then I learned, you just make little calendars and when everything's got to come so you can,
Starting.
I just don't know what season or day I'm in. It's probably the
Exactly.
hottest week ever here in New York. Like it has not been this hot the first week of August since the 1800s. And it's just so hot. And I'm like, well, do I want to do Santa or Frosty today? Well, Frosty will melt, so we'll go with Santa again.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
I mean, it's just, yeah, but that's what you got to do, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So planning all of those things. So we do have those things coming. But we're going to finish up August pretty strong with a little sale. Make some room on the website for the Christmas stuff to pop up. So
Okay, good.
we'll finish up this quarter pretty strong, I think. Hope.
Yeah. Oh, good. Good, good. I'm taking a hat class in September. How to do wool hats. I have to say I'm very excited about it. So that's something new coming.
What kind of
And
hat?
it has a brim, not like a cowboy hat or anything, but it's a brim hat. It's wool. Yeah.
I like those.
Yes, I'm really
Nice.
excited about learning how to do this. Yeah.
Now, would those be like, I know when we do leather hats, I actually know how to make a leather hat. I
Oh, okay.
just don't like to.
Yeah. Oh, I get that. Yeah.
But you do it over a form. Would you do a felted hat over a form?
Yes. Yes. And then there's an iron that you iron
Yeah,
out the brim and yeah. Hmm. So yeah, it's a 2-day workshop. It's in September and I'm just very, very excited. I know I take that back. It's not September. September is the fiber event. It's in August. It's in a couple weeks. I take that.
oh,
Yes.
even nicer. Oh.
Yes. I take that back. I had my events things mixed up. But yes, I'm very excited.
So new product.
Yes.
I am trying to get a new product into circulation by Christmas, but I don't know if I'm going to succeed. So I don't want to get people too excited. So don't get too excited, but I'm trying to do something. I'm not really sure what the new product might be,
Ooh, a
but
great.
we will see if I can pull that off by then.
That sounds
So
exciting. Okay.
yeah, a few requests for it. It was kind of how it happened. Like I got a request last year at Christmas time for the necklaces.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you can see them. They have matching earrings.
Yeah.
Well, and that one have matching earrings. That is just an earring. That's a very big earring.
Just one.
Just a very big earring right there. Um, yeah, I don't wear that length very often. When I had the longer hair, it looked better. Without any hair, it just looks kind of. But yeah. Um,
Yeah.
and of course, the Labor Day sale on all of those Freedom feathers. That's the red,
Oh,
white, and
okay.
blue line. We're coming out with more Freedom feathers that are originally Freedom feathers were only earrings, and now we're starting to get them in key rings. I don't have any because they immediately sold, so I can't show you any, but I can show you these two. They have paws.
Oh, cute. Yeah,
So,
you showed those the other night. They're really cute.
um, I always throw a few comical things in, something with a little whimsy here and there.
Yeah, very nice.
So hopefully we'll get some new products in before Christmas. Besides the well-known and well-loved ornament. Every year I come up with an ornament design. This is last year's design.
Cute.
It's huge, so it's a nice little. And we'll do another ornament again this year, and it'll be something different. And collect every year's ornament. There's a couple
Yeah.
less from last year for those who want to collect and hadn't started yet.
Yeah.
Be able
Oh,
to collect
great.
them all.
Yes. Oh, great.
Yeah. So if people want to purchase, we have the links in the comments. I'll share this over to my YouTube and I'll make sure the links are in the comments there, which means it'll also go over to Rumble.
Ooh,
Usually I do my lives, so they go boom, 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 and this will feed that. And so that's on a delay and then the other's on a delay.
okay.
But I didn't do that tonight because adding you, I didn't know if I could and still feed. So I didn't do that tonight, but
Okay.
I'll still share it over there.
Okay. I'll put it
So
on my
people
page
want
as
to
well.
Yes, if people want to buy, the links are in the comments. And this was a great talk. Actually,
Yeah.
nice to see your face, talk to you,
Yeah.
share some of what we do and how our magic is really a lot of work.
It's a lot of magic.
It's really not magic. It's just computer work. It's just a lot of computer work.
This has
But you
been
know
fun,
what?
Jessica.
I don't regret it. I don't regret having to do all the computer work.
No,
It's
learn all kinds of things.
yeah, it's better than any of the other jobs I've ever had, at
Me
least on
too.
my
Yeah.
end. Oh, good. I was gonna say,
Oh, yeah. Oh, me too. Me too. It's what I like to do. It's what I like to do. When I was a kid and wanted, play pretend or whatever, I always wanted to be an artist. I didn't know exactly what that would entail, but I always wanted to be an artist. So I'm living my dream.
when I was a kid, I was always told I was going to be an artist. I didn't really have much choice about it, so I went into business.
There
No, I
you go.
did. I went into business finance and supply chain, and then I went into legal stuff and was paralegal, and then I
Oh,
took the
well,
business and the paralegal, and I was in the healthcare business, supply chain, and then I was in legal, and then I took that and I went into regulatory compliance for healthcare.
oh my
See,
God.
I fought it. I was on the other side of the spectrum working hard. I fought it. And everyone's like,
I'm
no, you're going to be
crazy.
an
I'm
artist. And
not.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
be an artist. I'm going to be a businesswoman. They
Well, you
won.
kind of are a businesswoman now, right? You're an artist and you still got all this other business stuff to do. So, yeah.
Ha! The joke's on them.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Yeah, that's too funny.
Oh,
Yeah, I hope mom's watching. See, I'm not a business, or I'm not an artist. I'm a businesswoman.
you're a
Yeah,
businesswoman.
but this
Yeah.
was a pleasure. It was fun. We should definitely do it again sometime.
Yes, yes. It was great. Great to sit and talk with you. And like you said, actually talk with you face to face
Yeah.
rather than type in a message.
And my friends, go over, click We need to add the link to your Facebook
Oh,
page.
yes, I will.
So that way,
Yes,
you know, my followers can click and they can follow you and see your beautiful things and
yes.
enjoy
And I'll have
them
to, Jessica J. Murray, right?
for the,
M-U, huh?
yeah, for my
For
artist page.
your artist page,
It's
Jessica J.
Jessica J.
Murray.
Murray artist page.
Yes, of course, so we're
I,
on your page.
I literally called it artist page. Literally called it Jessica J. Murray artist page. I literally, just like when I
I
do
knew
my
what you meant.
lives, when I do my live, it's live from the studio. I'm here in the studio.
We're at the studio right now.
And then when you go to my website, it says the earring store, the
Oh,
luxury leather store, the general store, the journal, the gallery. That's the ones that are already sold. I move them over to the gallery so people can,
oh, okay.
yeah.
Good idea.
I do that because it's basically a sales page setup. So you set it up like a sales page, but the quantity is 0. And that way I'm just able to move it when it's sold over.
Okay.
And I do that because I don't send out an artist certificate and all of that, printing it all up with what it's made of. That
Yeah.
would be too hard because everything's original. So
Yeah.
instead, the description and the fact that it was made by me and there's a photographic proof that that is that, I keep it all over on the gallery page so people can
Okay.
certify it for themselves. They can see and they can, yeah, this
Yeah.
is,
Oh,
so,
good. Okay.
yeah. So in case you're putting out artist certificates, you can save
No,
yourself a little
no, I
time.
wouldn't, but that's a really good idea because I was wondering if you, like, I signed my paintings and I've waiting on little tags to put in my wool things, that has my name on there and whatnot. Um, but I don't sign my jewelry. So I was just curious of what you did for that. So that explains
My
what you did.
brother with his leather always sends a little business card type thing, and it says made by, design or designed by or made by, one of the two. And then it's blank and he can write it if he did it. His kids sometimes help and you can write their names in or whatever. And then what it's made of.
Okay.
And so he's got a hand write in every single time he's sending something out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not that, I'm way too lazy. Busy. I'm too busy.
Yeah, I'm
Way too
busy.
lazy and busy. Work smarter, not harder.
There you go. Yes.
I do have a few custom pieces that aren't on the website. So those
Okay.
I will make a artist certificate for. And because if I put them on the website, I have to make all that up. So I'll just make it all up and print it and
Yeah.
send that out. So they're the only ones that get artist certificates. Is if
Okay.
it's not on the website and it doesn't have any kind of proof that it came from me.
Yeah. Well, that's a good idea. Okay.
We could
All
talk all
right.
night, couldn't we?
We could just go on and on. The creative juices are just a flowing.
Hey, we're
Okay.
night owls. Everyone else is going to go to bed and we're going to be like, yeah.
We're just getting started.
I wish we could get that room function we were talking about way back when to work in
Oh,
Pages.
yeah.
But it doesn't work with Pages. It only works on your personal feed and on my personal feed. So we wouldn't be able to
Okay.
use Artzyalli and Jessica J. Murray artist page. That's how we got on all this. Artist
Uh,
page. I'm so creative. I had a fish called The Fish. So creative.
the fish.
I really
Oh.
don't like naming things. Like you'll see it on my Thursday night feeds.
So
I'm always
your
like,
son
I don't know
is
what
he
to name
called
these.
your son? Is he called the son? No, I'm just like,
Actually, when I had the dog's name was Jars Butters. Kind of a weird name for a dog, but my son named him, and I'd call him the dog. And when the dog was around, I'd be like the boy. So my son was the boy, the
and
dog,
the dog.
the boy. Yeah, not really good with naming things.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Somebody else named my son, obviously, because he's not the son. I mean, he's the
The
boy
son.
nickname, but no, he's
Yeah. Yeah.
got like
So
a
funny.
human name.
Oh gosh. Well, you have a good evening.
You
I was
too.
really glad to talk with you and yeah, have a pleasant Wednesday and chill out and talk business.
We should probably do this closer to Christmas
Oh
and
yes.
show people where we made it from what we were hoping to accomplish to what we did accomplish. That would
Yes.
be fun and show
Oh yeah.
people.
Yeah. Good idea. Yes, definitely.
Maybe talk a little less business if anybody's still watching.
Yeah. And show some products and whatnot. But it's fun. I like it's fun. I enjoyed it. I don't know if anybody else did. I did.
Well, nobody else. Well, there's one person on. I don't know who's still on. If it's your friend or my friend, it doesn't say. So if you're on, you want to say hi. Here's your chance. Uh, but maybe that one person is you,
Maybe.
and you're seeing one person. It's me.
Uh-huh. I see
Maybe.
six, but it says six on my end, but it
Oh,
could just
six on
be,
your end. So if there's people
yeah.
watching, say hi. Um,
But
but
I don't know.
I was going to say something now. I forgot. We were talking about
So,
Christmas.
Christmas.
Doing it again.
I don't know.
Blonde is natural. Things go right through.
Oh yeah, so this is all natural too. Yeah.
Actually, this is. And I
Oh,
was
is it?
so sad because it was growing in so dark. And it just all of a sudden started to look lighter. And I think it
Oh,
looked
okay.
so dark because it was dense and so small. And now that it's longer, it's not so dense. Like you
Ah,
can see. So
yes.
I think it just looked darker when it was smaller.
Yeah.
So as it's growing, it's looking more blonde.
Oh, good.
So I feel a little less sad, look a little bit more like me. Still don't
Yeah.
recognize me yet. The prednisone and everything that I had to take just puffed me up so much, and I haven't
Mm.
really lost it. It doesn't matter how little I eat or exercise or whatever I do, it just doesn't, because it's a prednisone puff.
Yeah.
It's not and that takes a while.
Yeah.
Especially since
Yeah.
I got
It'll
sick
get
a
out of the
couple
system.
times, and then like after getting sick, like I have the lung problems still and the
Oh,
breathing
okay.
problems. So like even allergies will trigger it, and they're like, we better put you on prednisone to open it all up.
Oh
You know,
gosh.
even though I'm not sick, it's just the repercussions of
Of that. Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
going away.
I've heard of other people losing their hair too. I mean, yeah.
I have not met anybody but one other person that lost all of it.
Oh. Yeah,
I've only
you're
met,
like the third person I know that lost their hair.
yeah, I know a lot of people that lost hair, but not all of it. Like people are, I'm like, you didn't lose all of it? And they're like, no. I'm like, we did. But I only know
Just say
one
you
other
did, man.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually went to high school with her.
Oh, okay.
And she was, another girl was on Facebook sharing her experience of how much it hurts to watch your hair just coming out in clumps like
Yeah.
that and how much. And I immediately was like, listen, I understand. I'm more than right there with you. I've lost it all. You know, I'm
Yeah.
and so I was like there to comfort her and like talk with her and whatnot. And then another friend from high school also jumped in and was like, listen, me too. And then that girl never lost any more hair. She still had a full head of hair. And here's the two of us
Oh,
bald going, that's not fair.
I love it. Yeah.
No, it's totally fair. We're glad that she has hair. But you were like preparing her for like this horrible event. She was like, didn't happen. But the other friend and I, we wear scarves and hats.
Yeah.
I'm going to an event this weekend, and I'm going to bring my cowboy hat, and I think I'm not even going to wear a scarf underneath because now
There
I've
you
got
go.
some hair. So
Yeah.
in a little bit, I'm not so afraid.
Oh, it's trendy. You know, people have really short hair. Women have really short hair, and It'll be trendy.
You mean like 1980? Was that 80? It's 89, 88
Yeah.
when I
Yeah.
shaved my head. And
Oh.
then, like, a month later, this Sinead O'Connor comes out in public and she's famous and bald. And I was like, great. No, I'm not copying her. I did it first.
Yeah. I did it first, dang it.
So then I
She's
had to
following
grow
me,
in the
man.
what?
She's following me, man. I had it first.
Then I had to grow in like just the top part. Shade, I kept this
Oh.
shade, but I
Yeah.
grew in just the top part. Yeah, and I spiked it. Liberty
Oh.
spikes.
Yeah.
Well, early 90s living in New York. What are you going to do but Liberty
What are you gonna do?
spikes?
You have to. Yeah.
You
You just
know?
have to. You just
My poor,
have to.
my poor family.
They're like, this explains a lot.
That's kind of funny. My mom was so against me going to art school, did not want me to go to art school at all, and did not want me living in Manhattan.
Oh.
Um, well, we're from up here originally. I
Okay.
came home and everybody moved away.
Hmm.
Came home to raise my son here because I thought it was a good place to raise a kid, and they all moved out of state. But my extended family is still here, so there's still family literally across that street there.
Oh,
They're
okay.
literally across the street. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's nice to have them close. But when I went down there, my mom was dropping me off, and like I was dressed to go to art school, and I was wearing my normal, very expressive clothes.
Yes.
Clothes called that expressive, and she made me change and put me in a tea-length plaid wool skirt
Oh.
with a matching sweater and loafers.
Here. Okay. And then
How,
off to art
how,
school you went.
how very collegiate looking.
Yes.
I looked perfect if I was going to be going to Harvard or Yale.
She was trying. She was
So
trying.
I show up in Greenwich Village looking like that.
Yeah.
So later I told everybody I was just like, in a costume. Psych! Yeah. But anyway, we got there. My mom looked around and she's like, this is where you were supposed to be. Like,
Aw.
finally, there are people like you. You look like
Yeah.
them. They look like you. You finally fit in. And I was like, you're just trying to make me come home because you know I don't want to fit in.
I don't want to fit in. Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. She
Yeah.
knew. She knew. Yep.
Yeah. Old memories there.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
I'm supposed to go to my high school reunion coming up.
Oh,
Next
gosh.
next week, I think we're having it.
Yeah. Do you
No,
want to
yeah,
go?
next week. A week from Saturday. And I have not RSVP'd yet. So if any of you are on Facebook watching, I'm sorry, I've not RSVP'd because I still don't know.
I don't know.
Don't know. I mean, I see them
Yeah.
all on Facebook all the time.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I'm friends with some. Yeah,
So
on
why do I
Facebook.
have to go?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I know it. Have a good time. Like, I do that too, where I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want
Especially like when
to
you
go.
hear how many years it is. You're like, I still feel 18. This isn't
I
right.
know it. At least 21. I don't
Right?
want to. Yeah.
I don't have an adult son, having a career, living out in the big city.
Yeah. Yeah. I know it.
Maybe I do. I don't know.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun to go see some people. Because maybe there's one or two that you haven't seen in a while and you could catch up. So it might be fun to go.
Honestly, I am the world's biggest hermit. The last 3 years have been amazing. I think I've
Yeah.
left my house twice. I Anything besides church on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I was like, this hunkering down in 2020 really wasn't all that bad.
My life didn't change much.
But yeah. I'm like, I kind of like this. Yeah. Get out every so often.
Yeah, actually, I used to go to my cousin's house every Thursday for dinner, and I don't do that anymore. But on Thursday nights, I do Facebook Live. And that's really the only reason that changed. Otherwise, my life is pretty much the same as it was. I don't go out very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Same here. It's kind of the same.
Such an artist life.
I know it's fine.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I have no problem with it.
No, no. Sometimes I'm like, you should really go outside and say that you've been outside. So I'll go get the mail. She gets you outside.
She would live outside if she could. She does not ever want to come in. She just loves hunting. She loves being out there. She's black and she wants to lay in the sun. And
Oh,
I'm like, you can't lay in the sun. And when
yeah.
the pavement's so hot, it's burning your feet. She's just like, I'm like, no, you've got to move. Get off the pavement. She just
She goes,
loves the heat, loves being out there.
oh,
Ideally, I would love to, like my brother works out of a shed, but I'd like something a little bit bigger than a shed
mm-hmm.
that could be open so she could just come in and go out and come in and go out, and it's got like open. So in the summertime, I could just move stuff out there, but it would have to have electricity, and it'd have to have a water and source, and it would have to have, um, electricity, water source, and be able to do the computers. I need to be Wi-Fi. So that's a
Yeah.
whole big ask. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I do have a garage out there I could convert and change if I wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah.
But there's other things that need to be done first. But that would
That's
be
a whole lot of
so
leather earrings.
right. But that's something that I would love to look forward to for her, because she
Yeah.
just loves to be
That would
out
be good.
there and to come and go and to be out there in the fresh air. So
Yeah.
every day I schedule a little bit of computer work, like either working on the books or interacting with people. So I go
Oh,
into
yeah.
different groups, like groups where you can self-promote. I'll go into groups that you can self-promote, and I'll do that. So it's about an hour a day, and I go out on my porch, and for that hour, I have something on my calendar of what I'm going to do during that hour, and I spend an hour just interacting, working on
Yeah.
sales, working on, people, the people part,
Yeah. Oh,
sending out messages.
multitasking. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
multitasking. No, I'm just sitting there while she's having a great time.
well, yeah. I mean, yeah, taking care of Lily and doing your networking
Yeah,
and whatnot.
we call it porch time.
There you go.
Can you
Yeah.
tell I am super tan? This is like the tannest I've ever been. Usually I glow in the dark. So, yeah, this is my son's a lifeguard. Well, he runs pools. He manages
Oh,
multiple pools. And so
okay.
he's a lifeguard, but he trains the lifeguards, and he's over all the lifeguards. Um, he does all sorts of things like that. He's an aquatics director.
Okay.
So he's out in the sun all the time.
Oh, wow.
And then when he's not doing that, his pastime is hiking. And his other pastime is exercising. So he can go to a gym, or he can go to one of those parks that have everything outside. So he goes to the parks because he likes to
Sure.
be outdoors.
Yeah.
So you can imagine how tan he is. He came to visit. He's like, Mom, you're almost as dark as me. And I'm like, and it's only an hour a day.
And it's on my porch.
It's only an hour a day. Well, the sun's on the porch at that time. I don't go out in the morning because I'm more of a night person, so I'm not really up and out in the morning. But the tenant's home, and so
Yeah.
until he leaves, I don't want to go out there and be in his space or make him feel uncomfortable because the landlord's hanging out in front of the house, and
Yeah.
it could feel
Wonder where she
awkward.
was. Yeah.
Well, he lives downstairs and the porch is
Yeah.
downstairs. So that's got to be uncomfortable. I would feel uncomfortable. He may
Sure.
not even
No,
care,
no,
but
I get
I
it.
have.
No, I understand. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I wait until the afternoon to go down there. And it's a nice change of pace. You get up in the morning, you touch base with everything, you get to work, and then you take the break and you go out there,
Yeah.
come in and make
That's good.
lunch. Yeah. But we also
That's
eat
good.
lunch late because we eat dinner late because we wake up late.
Yeah. 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 It's a odd time. I really like working I work at nights because like you said, it's quiet. You don't get bothered with the phone, people calling you because they're all asleep.
That is true.
Uh-huh.
What do you listen to when you work? Nothing? You like it quiet or?
All kinds of music. I mean, I really don't have 70s, 80s. I mean, it's just everything. Country, rock, just whatever I'm feeling that day. What do you listen to?
You don't want to know. Sometimes it's a book on tape. Well, on
Oh,
tape,
yeah.
on the computer. Um, Oftentimes it's a book. Um, Very seldom music, a lot of times just silent.
Oh, okay.
Occasionally I'll turn on a documentary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I listen to a podcast or something, but
Oh yeah, I do listen to podcasts often while working. That's only if like I catch them. I have
yeah.
two of my saved file I have to catch up on. Because I'll hold things. Like if I hear something I want to like pay attention to, I'll hold it till it's work time.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
There's
I
just
know
so many.
sometimes and it's funny because some things I can listen to at the same time and work, and then other things like I can't listen to a book because I'll get so involved in the book I forget what I'm doing, you know, whatever
I
I'm
know.
creating. But I
I
can
won't.
drive and listen to a book, or I
I
can,
wouldn't pay
do.
attention to the book if I wasn't doing something else. Like that's how I am. I have to be
Yeah,
doing something with my hands in order to pay attention to it. So like if I hear something that I want to like listen to, read, and I don't have time to read, and something like that, I
yeah,
put those all in a slave file. And when I'm working, that's when I pull those out and turn them on, the podcast, the books, the things, because
yeah.
otherwise I wouldn't be able to ever.
Well, yeah, would be able to get them done.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Although often I'm listening to Star Wars sounds because
Oh,
this little peanut gets really kind of feisty some evenings. Like
mhm.
tonight, she's finally settled down now, but she'll get up and get going again. But when she gets like that and I'm working, I'll turn on Star Wars on the computer in that room.
Yeah.
And I have the laptop out here, and there's an actual computer in that room. And so I'll turn on the show on that, and she'll sit on the couch and watch it. And
Oh my
she
gosh.
loves the lights and the bzz, 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 that it triggers her hunting. She sees that flash and she's like, I'm gonna get it. And she sits there and watches it. For a while it was only Lion King she wanted to watch, but then she got over Lion
Oh,
King and and I don't even know how we found out that she liked Lion King, but we did. Oh, because that's what she watched at the house where she was being abused.
oh,
And we weaned her off of that because they had small kids.
oh, okay.
So we got her off of Lion King when she fell in love with Star Wars. And after that, she became like the little. It's funny. Somebody will send me something Star Wars. I'll be on my phone and I'll like turn it on, and she'll go running to the TV. Even if I'm out here, she goes running to the TV. She's like,
Yeah.
"That's my show.
Turn it on. Where is it? Yeah.
I heard it.
Smart
I know
dog.
that
Yeah.
sound." It is amazing how smart animals are.
Uh-huh. She's very smart.
I'm smarter than my last dog, but my last dog would sing.
Oh, really?
Um, I had Darth Butters when I was doing more the paintings. So I had larger paintings. This studio is smaller than that room. So the studio used to be that room because it was bigger and held the bigger paintings. So I turn on a jazz soundtrack. My son made it for me, and it would play through. I liked everything. So I never hit variety. I never hit anything. I just did the same thing. So I liked
Yeah.
it, so I didn't mess with it.
Yeah.
And at the end of one song, all of a sudden, he would always get up. And then as soon as the song started, he'd start howling.
Oh my gosh.
Right? And one day I finally realized he's trying to hit the notes of the horn. It was a Miles Davis jazz song, and he hit the horn, and the dog is trying to howl those notes. The dog was trying to sing along. And once I
Oh my
realized
gosh.
that, and you could see the dog anticipated the song, knew it was coming, knew when he was supposed to start singing, joined in, and it was the funniest thing. I could get him to do it at parties and stuff and just show off because he knew when this song was coming and when.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
I'd be like, hey guys, you want to see me tell my dog to sing?
Ah!
What? Am I not talking about you? Come on. Okay, so Lily doesn't sing, she just yells.
She just yells.
She just yells. What are you looking at? What's going on? You're talkative tonight. You're not usually this talkative.
Look at her ears. Something's happening.
It sounds like the people across the street are out in the street yelling.
Oh.
Are they outside yelling again? I don't see flashing lights.
Uh-oh.
There's always one house in the neighborhood. There's always one.
Yeah.
Not this house.
No, that's good. Yeah, as long as it's not your house. Yeah.
I think that's the win.
It is. It's not this house. Oh gosh. Just
Okay.
excitement.
She is still pretty excited.
Something's happening.
A friend of mine drives a motorcycle. Every time she hears a Harley, because Harleys have a different sound, then every time she hears a Harley, she gets excited as well.
She knows. Yeah.
It's usually not my friend. But every single one of them, she's running to the window, and then she runs to the door, then she runs to the window, then runs to the door. She's sure that it's our friend.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's usually not.
Not normally. Oh, that's funny. She knows though. She just knows. It's got to be her sometime. One of these times, it's her.
Such a little active dog. She's running back and forth. All righty. So we were going to get off. So we'll do this again.
Okay.
And this was a joy and a pleasure. I really enjoyed having you on, and I hope people didn't get too bored with our talking and whatnot. That's what I was going to tell you. I used to host a live artist guild where, hey, members would all get together and join, and we'd meet at, in town. It started off in the coffee house. We'd all get together and meet at the coffee house. And I would always invite an artist for a Meet the Maker night. So once a month or something, I'd invite an artist to come in and we would just do this.
Yeah.
Just me and them talk and everybody would watch. And I'd be like, you guys have any questions? You guys want to talk? And they'd be like, because you know how artists are. You're lucky you got us out of the house. You're asking for questions? I don't think so. So it's so true. They would all be laughing if they were here. So we would do this. It was a good time, and people really enjoyed it, and they felt inspired. So I hope people who are watching are feeling the same thing, even though this isn't live. I know coffee houses with coffee and it being live was definitely much more personal, and you can really feel the energy and the excitement of creating things. But I hope people still enjoyed it and still got something out of tonight. If you have more questions, feel free to hit either of us up in our DMs on our pages. Be happy to answer it. You can also leave comments. We'll be following and listening to these comments and following up if there's anything that needs to be followed up with. And thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.